So another thing to keep in mind, in forestry and in forest policy and legislation, we treat tree plantations as though they were forests. Tree plantations are no more forests than wheat fields are grasslands. They lack the diversity and the structure and function to manage water, control the climate to the point that climate moderation occurs, and there's a huge loss of species. We've talked a lot about the fact that they're sources of that irrecoverable carbon. They lack the crown mass to slow and redistribute, to intercept, store, and redistribute water. The homogeneous composition and structure reduces biological diversity. There's a real simple opportunity here for ecological restoration, and that means stop clear-cut, short rotation timber cropping. Part of why we're here today is to think about policies and laws that will do exactly that. And clear cuts, new tree plantations, second growth tree plantations. This is a kind of a summary from going back to some of the points we've made about water. The flood and risk due to large-scale clear cutting and wildfires, forests serve as the most effective natural defense against a global escalating flood risk attributed to factors such as climate change. Now is the time for water and forest management policies to start being guided by the most up-to-date and defensible science. That's a quote from Jonas Alila, who is a forest hydrologist at UBC in the forestry department. His research has quite simply blown the lid off the idea that clear cuts and tree plantations are compatible with avoiding floods and drought. So compared with intact primary forest, tree plantations are the most flammable too. So that's another thing to add to that risk of water, or risk to water, is the fact that those interlocking crowns of trees growing closely together, as opposed to the multi-layered canopies of old primary forests, are like a whole bunch of towers of gasoline touching each other. And so if you have a fire, that fire spreads very rapidly in those systems.